Yesterday, I was listening to the alternative news and I was invaded with this feeling of, I don't know, apathy. I was just indifferent. I was like, yeah. It seems like these leaders that came out of that economic school, you know, they are committed into this cult, this death cult, and they swore that they were going to revamp the whole world with these new alternative sources of power. Okay, go ahead. As long as it works, right? But it seems one of these leaders actually came out and said maybe we ought to go back to the old power plants because it seems they are running out of power and the winter is just getting started. They are gathering the population in these big places so they can better, ration energy. Yeah. Also, they swore that they were going to revamp the vehicles. Okay. But it seems public vehicles, like buses and stuff, they don't have enough power, energy to keep the heating on. So people on those buses are freezing. Not only that, it seems that these vehicles also don't have the enough horsepower to go in certain places, in certain inclinations. They just don't have enough horsepower. And the occupants, the passengers, actually have to get out, walk the distance, and then hop back in because the buses simply can't, you know, they don't have traction, they don't have horsepower. The energy is not enough. So to remediate the situation, the companies have rented diesel buses, like in the old days. I mean, is this, irony? Are they committed to irony instead of common sense? Is this planned? I don't know, to ridiculize themselves? Is this incompetence? Is this stupidity? I mean, when you are possessed by a cult, you don't really have common sense anymore. Because the word that's written on their manuscripts is the truth, and they follow it to the letter. Cults literally abandon critical thinking and common sense. They are, focused on the word of their apostles, the word of their prophets. They are focused on the word of their seers, the ones who write these ideologies. So they take it to the letter. They think it's the truth. So it's a bit of everything: incompetence, irony, stupidity. I think. Anyway, I wouldn't want to be in the skin of the population, that has to go through that, because winter can be winter is ruthless. Now, in other areas of the world, like the ping pong country, I don't know if it's true that they've forbidden to burn firewood. They used to have these systems, or these heating systems, that was a floor. They used to stick, the firewood through a hole in the ground, and it had chimneys running all over the place. The heating was spread throughout the house through the floor, so it was perfect to heating and economy, and it would keep the heat inside. So it seems they've forbidden the burning of firewood, and they are estimating a lot of people are not going to have it easy this winter. They want everybody to use electricity or gas instead of firewood. I mean, if you were to ask, I don't know, if you had the possibility, to ask a mad scientist to build a time machine and bring, someone from, I don't know, 500 years ago into the future, they would be certainly amazed at the things we've accomplished, but they will also be shocked how culture is going, in the direction culture is going. We are putting, restrictions on people on how they should warm their houses, what type of energy they should use. We're also putting restrictions on how people should be educated. There are some places in this world that the WHO actually advises them to take children after 3 years old to go through the mental lobotomy and to teach them all about gender and sex until the age of 9, because I think they hope to reduce the consent age. Obviously, it's to please those people of the Middle East, right? That's the new paradigm that they are dreaming of. There was a change in paradigm around the fall of the pagan Roman Empire, and it became the Holy Roman Empire. Now they are hoping to revamp things again using the Middle East, book. So they have to lower the age of consent and all that shit to please, I think, to change the paradigm. If a person traveling through time would be faced that, they would seriously be shocked, because it doesn't make any sense. They are literally forcing people to take substances, without their consent, so just so they can participate or enter a public building or a school, participating in the schooling system. They have to take a bunch of mandatory poison, basically. It's insane. The things that they are forcing, it's characteristic of a death cult. The death cults, they don't want you to have any autonomy over your body or over your mind. They want to control everything. So that's a death cult, characteristic of a death cult. There's no other explanation. They mess up the world with liberal ideologies. Now they are messing up the world using another ideology to hope to fix it. It's not going to be fixed. With the internet and the birth control pill, nothing's going to change. Yeah? They wish to return into a paradigm in which the population is controlled again under their thumb. It's not going to happen. Unless they shut down power, But then again, it's because of power, electricity, it's because of the grid that they are planning, the next totalitarian regime. Yeah? The total control of every microtransaction and every aspect, micromanagement of your life through the digital. They hope to do so. So, what do you think is going to happen? I think they are trying to catch water with their bare hands. The more they try to squeeze, the more passes through the fingers. This is characteristic of the mad, stupid people. Yeah? Anyway, it's getting very windy here, and look at that. It's very, very dark. So I'm gonna go home before I get completely overwhelmed by the rain. It's been raining a lot here. All right.